Just trying to cover your own hide already.
Spawn little shit.
Yeah, without all the drones and healing things we have, they're also helping us kill shit. We probably
Alright, so Risk of Rain 2 has hit the YouTube mainstream, and now you are tempted to buy the game. But, like the smart person you are, you wanted to check out a review or two before tossing $20, $25 at your monitor for what is clearly an early access game. Good choice. So today I'm going to tell you exactly what this game is. What are some game mechanics, bugs, the world layouts, characters, yada yada yada. Long story short, I'm going to tell you how good the game is in its current state. And as usual, I've spent about 8 hours plowing through the game to give myself a solid taste of what said game is. So without further ado,
let's just jump into it.
The form of the game, or the structure, what you see in-game, works really well. You play as one of several characters, you're dropped into the world, and you are tasked with finding the exit, which looks exactly like this. It's the same in every world. This can be done with or without a group, but uh-oh, we've run into our first oopsie. Online mode is currently pretty shoddy at best. I attempted to play half a dozen lobbies and only one actually made it into game, and even then I was booted after a few minutes, so go figure. A game with a massive amount of enemies and data input requires an equally insane connection strength. And I can't really speak for the people who do have that kind of internet connectivity because I live in a forest. And it's kind of a drag. I wanted to see how others did, to learn from them, but oh well. So with that in mind, the remainder of the view is going to be the single player experience, and that itself was pretty good. The game has an ever-increasing difficulty bar. Usually the faster you go, the farther you go. Usually. Unless you rush it, then you die. I tried this strategy a few times, and take it from me, try getting a couple items, then killing the boss. Anyways, once you've gone through your 4 levels, you get sent back to the beginning to do it all over again. Why? Who knows? Apparently you can get lucky with some blue portal effectively letting you win the game, but I can honestly say the game gets repetitive pretty quickly. Yeah, there are some unlockables, and yes, I'm still discovering things within this 8-hour point, but those discovery moments are few and far between. With other roguelike shooters that I've played, Gungeon, Binding of Isaac, Wizard of Legend, there's a set path, a solid conclusion, and a purpose. This game lacks an observable finish from a perspective of a new player. I've played a single round for over an hour, and the difficulty scale long dispersed into the ha meter, and frankly, it just kind of wrecked a chunk of the game for me. Like, what's even just the point?
Why are we still here?
Just to suffer? Is the game just an outward externalization of our lives? Just an endless cycle until we inevitably meet our end? Or, is it just a shooter where you kill stuff? Baddies go boom! I believe that this is the category, feels, that the game needs the most work on. The characters that I've played are fun, but a lot like non-guns, besides them being there, they don't really have much to them. They don't have a purpose besides them offering different kits or different skill sets. What are they all trying to accomplish? What is their end goal? What is our end goal? Just to suffer? In terms of sound design, the effects are great and overwhelming, and I would hope they would be in this case. The sensory overload visually and auditorily makes for one of those moments where you just kind of glaze your eyes over and stare into the void, existing entirely in the game, if but for a moment. And then the fighting dies down and you get the music, and there are some good tracks, but oh gosh, I'm usually a fan for music, but there are some areas, particularly this swamp zone, where it's just repetitive, doesn't fit in, not my cup of tea. Now our final category is fun, but before we get to the fun, I'd just like to pause here for a moment and thank Chile V Rises for joining the channel as a new member, adding to the ranks of JL Not and Joe's Hardcore. Thanks for helping me out financially so I can continue to pursue my dreams of doing this full time. Now the question arises, with such average scores in form and feels, did I enjoy the game? You can have a game with terrible character development and shoddy online game modes and still have fun, right? Yes, but also no. I did enjoy the game to start. As I progressed through the first, second, third, and fourth levels, I was enchanted with the unique layouts of the levels, and then, when I played them again, I realized that the maps aren't randomly generated, and there's quite literally 6 maps you cycle through. The beginner map, the other beginner map that looks the same, but isn't on a cliff, the desert, the swamp, the ice level, and hell. And that's all I've found so far. So that eventually led to the levels becoming about, okay, where on this map could the end be hiding? It rewards players for playing the game through the familiarization of the levels, but at the same time, it takes a lot of the fun out of the game. A lot of the fun was in exploration. The rest, which is still fun, is blowing your way through waves and waves of enemies, so, I'll still give it points where it deserves them. But in its current state, I'd only give the game about a 211 out of 300. It has the potential of being a really good game, but it lacks a bunch of core features at this time, as you would expect from an early access game to have. The things this game needs to have to make it awesome are a better reliable peer-to-peer or server-based connection, a system of progression to make a player feel accomplished for doing more than a few achievements they currently have, and many, many more items, enemies, and everything. Once those are added, once the sense of accomplishment is there, this is gonna be a really neat game. Combat is already awesome, enemies and difficulties are well balanced and well implemented, but there needs to be more game to the game. It kind of feels like Sea of Thieves when it came out. You can do stuff in the world, and it's a cool world, but it doesn't add up much if there's no payout at the end. Now, I was going to end the video here, but I thought to myself, I should give this online mode just one more shot, just in case. So I got into the game, it loaded, and the end teleporter didn't spawn in. It is early access. What can I expect? Benefit of the doubt, okay. Maybe just one more time. It was a fully functional game as intended, and let's just get this clear. It was awesome. What did I give this a score of? 211? Slap a 2 on that baby. Online mode, when working properly, is the absolute tit. Not only was gameplay awesome, but I found what is called a printer in-game. And this allows you to trade in items of similar values to make a single particular item. This item was attack speed. A lot of attack speed. Oh, glorious days. I've never felt this awesome in a very long time. Oh, a deity amongst men. A beacon of hope to the world. Oh, I guess I'm dead. Time to do it again. Well, that does it for me today. Hope this helps you make a decision on whether to buy this game now or later, because once all the kinks out, you're probably going to want to get this IMO. If you like shooty roguelike games. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want to support me personally in my endeavors to make this my full-time experience, click that join button. Stay tried, true, and drunken, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!